I've got boxes on boxes, wattage for days when the moon won't do. I'll shine in its place, so you can find your way. Another light bulb at your face. I caught lightning in a mason jar, shining with the power of 1,000 stars. Lightning in a mason jar, see it from wherever you are. If you're lost, high up in the mountain tops, I'll leave the light on, and I'll leave the light on. You can come home right now, I'll leave the light on. I'll leave the light on, I'll leave the light on. However long, however timely, the road back home, however winding as it might be, follow the light beam, I'll keep it on. However long, girl, just come home. Matter of fact, you better make that shit timely. I need my queen beside me, with ice on the horizon, knowing one day it's you. If you're lost, high up in the mountain tops, I'll leave the light on, I'll leave the light on. You can come home right now, I'll leave the light on, I'll leave the light on, I'll leave the light on. In case you're searching, tell me what you're looking for anyways. Did you find it? Are you certain? Are you certain it's the real thing? Are you sitting at your window while he's sleeping, pulling back the curtain, looking for the moon? That's me smiling at you. If you're lost, high up in the mountain tops, I'll leave the light on, I'll leave the light on. And you can come home right now, I'll leave the light on, I'll leave the light on, I'll leave the light on.
My, it's a beautiful world. I like swimming in the sea. I like to go out beyond the wide breakers, where a man can still be free, or a woman if you are one. I like swimming in the sea. My, it's a beautiful world. I like drinking Irish tea, with a little bit of lapsang souchong. I like making my own tea. My, it's a beautiful world. I like driving in my car. I roll the top down, sometimes I travel quite far. Drive to the ocean, stare up at the stars. I like driving in my car. All around is anger, automatic guns, it's death in large numbers, no respect for women or our little ones. I tried talking to Jesus, but he just put me on hold. Said he'd been swamped by calls this week and he could not shake his cold. Still this emptiness persists. Perhaps this is as good as it gets. When you've given up the drink and those nasty cigarettes. Now leave the party early, at least with no regrets. I watch the sun as it comes up, I watch it as it sets. Yeah, this is as good as it gets. Oh my, 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 it's a beautiful world. I like sleeping with Marie. She is one sexy girl, full of mystery. She says she doesn't love me, but she likes my company. For now, that's good enough for me. Oh my, 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 it's a beautiful world. I like swimming in the sea. I like to go out beyond the wide breakers, where a man can still be free, or a woman if you are one. I like swimming in the sea.
I wish I never let you go that far away, away. And I know this ain't forever love, but let's talk about today, today. Okay, the fan base gone, but our fam growing too. If it ain't about to show 'em in the lab, where are you, where are you? Baby, where are you? If it ain't about to show 'em in the lab, you know the studio couch all yours, right? And after that we can drop the top and take the night. Take the night. Lay your seat back like we taking flight. Two-step to the sound of the night. With me, I ain't got long, so let's make it right, baby. Take advantage of every moment we own it. Leave the phones at home, cause we so damn. And I hope I'm right. This that song that I hope you like. This that song that I hope we can move to. If not, just imagine me with you. And I hope I'm right. This that song that I hope you like. This that song that I hope we can move to. If not, just imagine me with you. Everybody dancing, but I just wanna dance with you. Look. And everybody moving, but I just wanna move with you. And everybody whine, but I wanna slow wine with you. Never been to the island, I wanna take flight with you, with you. You know I love the island, so I had to try it. I'm thinking of the day when I could finally buy it. It being whatever you point to. Walk in the store like, baby, it's all you. You the type to be like, nah, baby, I'm cool. Let's find a couple kids and put them off to school. And I'm just like, cool, but what about the shoes? You look at me and smile like, baby, that's all you. The stakes high, you know we playing for keeps. I know it gets rough when it's been a couple weeks. FaceTime in the lab, FaceTime in the road. Thank God for Steve Jobs, but FaceTime getting old. But you don't want me home cause you know the mission. You just be praying that I can keep the vision. I just be praying that I can have you with me. Late nights trying to make this praise realistic. Faith without works and a thing, baby. I keep that in mind when I dream, baby. You my kickstand, I'm trying to lean, baby. Me without you ain't a thing, baby. And I hope I'm right. It's that song that I hope you like. It's that song that I hope we can move to. If not, just imagine me with you. And I hope I'm right. It's that song that I hope you like. It's that song that I hope we can move to. If not, just imagine me with you. Everybody dancing, but I just wanna dance with you. And everybody moving, but I just wanna move with you. And everybody whine, but I wanna slow wine with you. Never been to the island, I wanna take flight with you, with you. With you, with you, with you, with you. I ain't worried about them, cause it's all about you. on the lies that they tell you. Gotta break away from the numbing pain. Succumb to the rage that's inside you. You're hypnotized, demoralized. Believe every lie that they sell you. Start channeling whatever will remains. Discern from what's fiction and what is true.
Bull on the Bartender Show, Bulls Radio Lounge, YouTube.com. That's all you have to search. Welcome to another Tuesday nights. Bonk bonk on the headphones.
Bonk bonk.
And to hear the mics. Can you hear me?
Everybody's
Check, 1,
here.
2.
Everybody's good.
Yeah.
Yep, I can hear it.
In the studio, Mark the Bartender,
Hey, man.
Jazz,
What's going on?
special guest Boner in the studio as well.
Boner's back for a cameo.
A cameo appearance on the show.
I don't think he's going to say much. He's just kind of hang out.
Just chilling out.
Yeah. I'm going to put him in charge of
He'll let you just got up.
details. He does look like he just got up. He might have, man. He's an international man of mystery. You don't ever know what that guy's doing.
We know what he's doing.
I feel good. Those tacos, man. It's such a good,
They were good.
such a nice pre-show.
That's right.
Yeah. You hungry, dude?
Talking to Boner.
Yeah, there's a couple tacos in there still.
So tonight at 8:30, we're going to have Big Nasty in the house. If you've listened to the show before, you know who he is. He's the Bucks super fan.
It is the
And,
Big Nasty.
He is the only big, not the wrestling Big Nasty, but the Big Nasty that you all known and seen, you know, on.
Anytime you see a Bucks game, the crazy guy, like, man,
With
dressed
all the
up.
paint.
Yeah,
He's
with all the war
he's
paint.
gonna be upset today, because I'm gonna have to just tell him I'm officially.
Tell him what it is.
Nah, James, I'm
James,
off the
dude,
Winston.
he
It's
shit
I was
the
already
bed
off
on that,
anyway,
man,
but it's a
like-
wrap. I can't it's over with.
He
This
shit
guy,
the bed.
It's
dude,
his
like,
last. He's got to go. It's terrible.
I
Why
just,
is it
man,
terrible?
He just throws pick sixes. He's not it. This is last. It's been 6 years, I think. That's it. It's over with.
That
The
last,
experiment is over. After this year, his contract's up. Like, you can just let him go somewhere else, and that's it. This is it for him. And he's not proving that he's gonna get. He got like 16 million for this year, like the extension. So he's making 16 million to suck.
To suck.
Pretty much. Like, I mean, I'm not mad at him because I'll suck for I'll suck
suck
at
for
something
16
for
mil.
16
Yeah,
million. Like,
dude.
I'll be a shitty worker for 16 million
yeah.
all day.
But
But
that being said,
But see, I had to
man,
convert because I didn't want to say I was gonna suck for 16
Yeah.
million. I caught that right away in my ear. I said I gotta fix this. That's going on. I cut that real quick. It wasn't gonna happen.
it's a little
won't
too
say
close
it.
for
It's a
comfort.
little early. If it's 9:30, I might have slipped up. I
I
don't
won't
know.
say it, damn it. Yeah.
Couple different stories tonight as well. After Big Nasty, we have, if my computer will work,
Yeah.
the University of Florida resident or assistant. Why is there still music coming on? God, this is so weird. Everything happens and doesn't go right.
Everything happens
Computer slows down. But basically, for the University of Florida resident, right, did a horrible thing,
Yeah.
and the judge let him go.
That's Gainesville.
Yeah.
It's Gainesville.
So we'll talk about that.
Yeah. Pigment.
what's
Yeah.
that?
I knew what Pigmoody he was. I ain't
Yeah.
gotta look at the picture. Ain't no way in hell
Unless
he's
he's
black.
unless
There's
he's
no
a-
way in hell.
Unless he's a
I don't give a
player,
damn what the
like-
whole story. I don't player or not. Ain't no way. You say he got off? Nope.
Yeah.
Another one, guys jump a homeless man and
That's shitty.
break a glass bottle over his head for allegedly disturbing this peaceful event.
It wasn't peaceful after they cracked the bottle over the homeless
you
guy's
see it?
head. Nah, but
Was he disrupt? I mean, I'm not justified, but was he being disruptive?
It was disturbing the peace, but it was at a certain event that he probably shouldn't have never been there. You know what I mean?
You ain't gotta bust him over the head with a glass.
yeah, that's still a little
right.
excessive.
Could have just pushed him.
You could shuffle them off.
Yeah, he could have just mushed him out the
Shuffle
way.
off, bum. Shuffle
Yeah,
off.
you really,
Like,
they went into stand. Unless he had a knife or something, you had to bust him over the head with a bottle.
yeah.
That was
So,
just somebody that's taking
that's-
advantage of the situation.
Frat kids.
Yeah.
I'm about to pull that story back up here. I'm getting text reports from different people, especially Chewy Rocks, right?
Yeah.
that there's static.
Who's static?
The show going out is static. So can we do a live testing to make sure that we're on or people are listening or? Do you hear a static in there?
Who's static?
Well, it's Chewy Rocks and it was Lent from the Bullshitter Show. We're listening live to see if there's any static on there as well. Mark's got it.
There's like a line. There is like a little line interference.
Little line
like,
interference?
Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah, we might have to, man.
Let's take a break.
Yeah, let's
And
reassess
then,
this before Big Nasty.
Yeah, let's get this right. So when we come back, we're going to fix this during the commercial break and see what happens, and then go on from there. So stay tuned. Big Nasty should be coming at 8:30. We get it fixed. We'll be back on to talk a little bit more about some of these stories. Bull and the Bartender Show. We'll be right back in a minute.
I caught lightning in a mason jar, shining with the power of 1,000 stars. Lightning in a mason jar, see it from wherever you are. If your thoughts high up in the mountain tops, I'll leave the light on, and I'll leave the light on. You can come home right now. I'll leave the light on. I'll leave the light on. I'll leave the light on. However long, however timely, the road back home, however winding as it might be, follow the light beam, I'll keep it on. However long, girl, just come home. Matter of fact, you better make that shit timely. I need my queen beside me, with eyes on the horizon, knowing one day it's you. If you're lost, high up in the mountain tops, I'll leave the light on. I'll leave the light on. You can come home right now. I'll leave the light on. I'll leave the light on. I'll leave the light on. In case you're searching, tell me what you're looking for anyways. Did you find it? Are you certain? Are you certain it's the real thing? Are you sitting at your window while he's sleeping, pulling back the curtain, looking for the...
Bull and the Bartender here. Bull and the Bartender here. Just want to take a little bit of a commercial break to go do a live read, if I may. And we're gonna the show was been fixed by my good friend Matt. He also is a singer in a band called I Need an Adult. You can go to YouTube, search official Need an Adult, or YouTube.com, search MNAZT for I need a special I need an adult shirt, or anything you want to do for YouTube.com. Just search it and you'll be able to find it. As well on Twitch, his name is MNAZT. So check him out. Matt, thank you so much. I Need an Adult, that's his band. Go to all the social medias, just type in MNAZT and you'll find them all there. He's all kinds of shirts and all that stuff, artwork, the whole 9 yards. This guy could even build websites. So check him out. Thank you, my friend Matt, and back in a minute.
Show 'em in the lab, where are you? Baby, where are you? If it ain't nobody, show 'em in the lab. You know the studio couch, all yours, right? And after that, we can drop the top and take the night. Take the night. Lay your seat back like we taking flight. Two-step to the sound of the night. With me, I ain't got long, so let's make it right, baby. Take advantage of every moment we own it. Beat the phones at home, cause we so damn. find a couple kids and put them all to school. And I'm just like, cool, but what about the shoes? You look at me and smile like, baby, that's all you. The stakes high, you know we playing for keeps. I know it gets rough when it's been a you like. It's that song that I hope we can move through. If not, just imagine me with you. And I hope I'm right. It's that song that I hope you like. It's that song that I hope we can move through. If not, just imagine me with you.
Bull and the Bartender Show. This is Bull. Just giving a shout out to some of the shows that we'll be featuring Thursday nights on Bull's Radio Lounge. We'll have obviously the Bullshitter Show on Friday, and then we will have the after show doing that as well. And right after the show, probably about an hour, wrap up the week shows. And then on Thursday, we'll be having another show that's in development. It's going to involve me and Lent and then one other person. So check it out. Thursday nights, all right here on Bulls Radio Lounge, adding more content every day on the show. And you have to check it out because it's going to be a very interesting week of shows. And then including this show, Bull and the Bartender Show on Tuesday nights.
Another light bulb at your face. I caught lightning in a mason jar, shining with the power of 1,000 stars. Lightning in a mason jar, see it from wherever you are. If your thoughts high up in the mountain tops, I'll leave the light on, and I'll leave the light on.
whatever you point to. Walk in the store like, baby, it's all you. You the type to be like, nah, baby, I'm cool. Let's find a couple kids and put them all to school. And I'm just like, cool, but what about the shoes? You look at me and smile like, baby, that's all you. The stakes high, you know we playing for keeps. I know it gets rough when it's been a couple weeks. FaceTime in the lab, FaceTime in the road. Thank God for Steve Jobs, but FaceTime getting old. But you don't want me home cause you know the mission. You just be praying that I can keep the vision. I just be praying that I can have you with me. Late nights trying to make this prayers realistic. Faith without works ain't a thing, baby. I keep that in mind when I dream, baby. You my kickstand, I'm trying to lean, baby. Me without you ain't a thing, baby. And I hope I'm right. This that song that I hope you like. This that song that I hope we can move through. If not, just imagine me with you. And I hope I'm right. This that song that I hope you like. This that song that I hope we can move through. If not, just imagine. I just wanna dance with you. Look, and everybody moving, but I just.
I know it is fun to wrestle. A nice pile drive to the face, or a punch to the face. But you cannot do it, because it is in the Bible. was in the wilderness. I wrote a song for Encarna.
Let's make this fleeting moment last forever. So tell me what you're waiting for. I'm gonna keep it frozen here forever. There's no regretting anymore. It's worth the wait, even so far away. I'm making the night mine until the day I die. No light to break when you're hanging by fate. You know what it feels like when you're dancing blind. All alone, just the beat inside my soul. Take me home, where my dreams are made of gold. In the zone, where the beat is uncontrolled. I know what it feels like. Come on, make me feel alive. Meet me under shining lights. I've been waiting right here all my life. Feelings you can't deny that you live in. Open up your eyes, and I just wanna sink into your crazy laughter. Come on, make me feel until the pain don't matter. Every second here makes my heart beat faster. Finally think I found what I'm chasing after. Just the beat inside my soul. Take me home, where my dreams are made of gold. In the zone, where the beat is uncontrolled. I know what it feels like. Come on, make me feel alive. Just the beat inside my soul. Take me home, where my dreams are made of gold. In the zone, where the beat is uncontrolled. I know what it feels like. Come on, make me feel alive.
Well, on the Bartender Show, thank you for standing by. We had some technical issues that we were trying to solve.
Freaking
And
wires. Freaking
making
wires.
freaking wires. But now they say we sound fantastic. So
And that's a stretch.
that is true for our sake as well.
I'll take that stretch, though.
You do.
I'll take that stretch.
All right. So without further ado, let's get the man, the myth, the legend, Big Nasty. And if our hamsters run the board right, I should be able to pull him up right here. Big Nasty, are you there, my friend?
Yes, I am. How's it going, my brother?
At least that works, you know. So, Big Nasty, the Bucks super fan of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You see him all the time from Fox 13 to newspapers, even
the
out there
Hall
in the
of
stadium.
Fame.
Hall of Fame. You know, this guy has seen it, done it, Bucks, breathed it, and he probably makes a little cake and eats it too.
Lived it, loved it.
Mr. Big Nasty himself, welcome to the show. We haven't had you on it for a while, so let's dive right into the Buck stuff.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
What'd you think about Sunday, man? Like, did you get to go? Like, how was the pregame? Did you get to go out and like mix up the crowd a little bit before the game?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, we ended up doing we have a nasty for a day, so we ended up for the charity thing. So went to Cheesecake Factory first, and I don't know if you guys know who Casey is, but Casey's we call him the draft kid. He's the one that has been battling cancer, and he was the first person ever in Buck history to announce a first-round draft pick. Amazing. I don't know if you guys remember him.
Yeah, I do.
And Casey's just a great guy. Him and his dad came down from Atlanta, and they have, I don't know if you guys know, you ever heard of the Buccaneer Invasion? It's huge up there in Atlanta. So when anybody goes to the Atlanta games, it's like a home game because the tailgate is like enormous. You're talking probably 300 to 400 people that go to that tailgate. And
that's
John
a quality
Blakely
scene.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, I look at it this way, man. When you get that many people at an away, game that are all Buck fans, it's pretty impressive. It's even better when you get around here half the time, you know?
Yeah.
So, but, no, it was great. We ended up going to that, we did the Cheesecake Factory, then we went in early.
Cheesecake Factory.
You know, oh, yeah.
You got bull drooling over here.
I'll take a cheesecake, my friend, any day, you know?
There you go. The only thing that stunk, man, I got a Cuban sandwich, and then I was like, I'd like to get a cheesecake to go, but by the time you got out of that sucker, it'd be all melted. But,
Yeah.
you know, I got to vent a little bit, guys. I'm a little disappointed. Actually, I'm a lot disappointed.
I already said.
What I'm talking about is not the team performance. I'm talking about the fans. What I mean by that is I get it. I know it's hot. You know, it's hot every year. You know, but 4 o'clock game, you got Tim McGraw that's a headliner. I mean, I could not believe that place wasn't a sellout. It was very disappointing. And I know you got to start looking back and go, are the Bucks really doing everything they can? You know, I mean, I don't know about you. You go to a game now, and oh my God, the graphics and the visual aids and
the production stuff. Like, I watched the Sunday night game, like the NBC production, and they're just how they like show their like TV, like it's beyond like it's way more entertainment than like.
Oh yeah, that visual was unbelievable. I remember when we always had the digital and half of it would be out back in the day.
Yeah.
You were just trying to make ends meet. Yeah, oh yeah, I'll never forget it. You know, and then but then you look at that. That was great. The concert was fantastic. I mean, do
you see how small that stage was for him as well?
Yeah,
they brought in 2 speakers.
It's almost like, why didn't you just put him on the pirate ship?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That'd have been better.
I would have did. You know, but
I mean, that's a hard logistic to set up a whole stage though, and all like you're not gonna have like a concert before that.
Yeah,
but it was actually on the platform where you like stand up and drink your drinks and everything. The second level concourse.
Yeah,
you know? It was right there.
But here's the deal, guys. I mean, bottom line is you can't have it on the field. You're having a 2-hour concert, and then you're starting a game. There's no way they're going to be able to break that down.
Yeah.
So, but seriously, they pony up. They get the headliner down there to give something extra for the fans. And, I'll be honest with you. Then what was crazy is, again, a lot of 49er fans. So, I mean, I wish, it's almost like the old days, man. You had 45,000 that were diehards that always show up. But, I hate to say it, these 45,000 are dwindling because they're getting older, or I hate to tell you, they're dying off.
Yeah.
And, for God's sakes, I'm 52 now, so, even I'm getting up there, but you know me, I ain't no jump ship chump. And getting into the game, performance-wise, okay, let's talk about performance. Yeah, it sucked at the end. That really bites. But 2 minutes left to come all the way back to score a touchdown to win it would be unbelievable with 2 minutes left. But we throw a pick six and it goes, and everybody wants to jump on Winston. Right? I mean, the whole world does. I mean,
Yeah.
I tell you what, part of being a quarterback is taking the butt whipping, right?
Yeah.
But
I mean, he was.
you had two penalties.
He was
Yeah,
he
two
was
touchdowns
decent
called
up
back.
until then. He was decent up until then, and that was just like that last one was just like a rookie. Like, man, like, all right, dude. Like, I thought you like learned that lesson already.
But playing ball.
Yeah.
You win and lose. That didn't lose us the game. Give me a break.
Yeah, I mean, it was already,
two touchdowns called back. That changes the game completely. And one of the holding calls on geez, I'm going blank, on Dotson was a joke. I mean, shoot, I'm telling you, that was a complete joke of a call, and that cost us, and it changes the game. But in all general, here's the improvements I see. We have a badass kicker, okay? Our defense looked unbelievable.
Yeah, who were the two? There was two guys that I was watching the game, and both of them are like the third. There was one guy on offense and one guy on defense. That's like whoever.
Talking about Hargrave. Wasn't the third.
There was
not the pick six guy.
It was one. I think one wide receiver is like somebody the third, and then there was a defense guy that and they were like new kids, I think, man, and they like I was like I hadn't seen them and I was impressed. I just
yeah, but think about it. Where were our weak points? Defense and kicking, and we've improved that. Our offensive line didn't play a great game; they played an average game. But we developed a running game that we haven't had.
Peyton Barber ran hard. I respected him. He ran hard.
Yeah. What do you mean?
I like Jones. Jones is who really impressed me.
That's the kid.
Because I'm not gonna lie, because I was watching on, and they were saying how everybody was saying it was a bust because of the first year and everything, and like he really didn't do nothing. But like usually it's that second year where they take that step. I know it's the first game, but like I feel like he might be a sleeper. I might really took that step because he looked good out there. I was impressed.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of highlights, and let's face it, the thing I'm not worried about is our offense. Here's what people don't realize: how many quarters did we play in preseason with our starting O?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, before you even finish, man, but you really
none.
I was ready to come in and just say, forget the Bucks. You just already got me convinced.
Let me tell you something. Game speed and practice speed are totally two different things.
Yeah.
And when you got 2 quarters of game time and with a starting O, and you didn't have any success when you were doing it in the first place, you got to start thinking, man, I understand, hey, keeping everybody from injuries, but,
that's why they give you preseason,
I expected 3 games. I expected 3 wins these next 3 games. I expected us to win our home opener. I expected us to go in and have a hard-fought battle against the Panthers and then come home against the Giants. It was imperative to get off to a good start. So, do I look at this game being a must-win?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. And it's Thursday night.
Bear with me. I got the
Thursday
bear
night.
with me. I got the monster screen.
The games are so ugly on Thursday too, so they can win. It's always ugly on Thursday.
Yeah, that's been the Thursday night ones though. That's like the
they're
big
always
production.
but they're always an ugly. There's probably like 2 out of all year that are really good games. They're always ugly games, low scoring.
Yeah.
Ugly games. You can
I'll
win
take
those.
that as long as we win, man.
Yeah,
like we gotta like
the
come back.
Bucks can win as ugly as they want to right now, and I'll be happy.
That's gonna give
But it's funny. I put a post out there saying, "Oh my God, I purposely stayed away from Facebook." Right after the game.
Haters,
you know that was gonna happen. Here we go again. That's how it's gonna start off.
Oh, but man, it was ridiculous. Thank God they got that hide button, because I was hitting hide. I swear to God, I hit it so many damn times, I got a cramp in my hand.
Yeah.
That's how bad it is. It's ridiculous. And when, don't get me wrong, guys, I got so many damn Facebook friends. I don't know all those people. But, man, I'll tell you right now, it annoys the hell out of me when all I see is negative. And I look at it, first game of the season.
It's only one game, though.
Yeah. So
And it wasn't
I
like
mean,
we're
let's
the.
face it.
It wasn't like we're the Dolphins, dude.
It was the
It wasn't that
49ers.
kind of an ass beating.
The
like,
49ers didn't
yeah.
help though, because like they didn't look good at all. So that just didn't help the situation. If we would have lost to like a top tier team the first game, I would. But when you lose to a team you should have won, then it made it worse.
And I totally get the fan base being upset. It's been a long time since we've been in the playoffs. We've been having losing seasons year after year, and they're looking for a product. But the thing is, I keep going back to me and my childhood and going, geez, I've been Big Nasty since 1987. And then I go, before that, I was 8 years old when I started. And, shoot, I still think that was the worst because 0-26. And getting abused as a child, man. All the kids making fun of you.
I grew up. I grew up in Cincinnati, so I don't want it. You at least got a Super Bowl. I've had pain for life.
We had pain like 84, 85.
Yeah, y'all still had a good. You still had a good run. Like I've never seen a good run. Like the playoffs.
The Bengals.
They haven't won a playoff game since I was a kid. Like probably in the early '80s.
You have never gone through 0-26, pal.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear a damn thing.
That's a pretty shitty number, man. I mean, we can go ahead and be honest with that.
They win 4 games, 20 years, man. So like one bad year to like 20 of winning 5 games and not making the playoffs and not winning a playoff game. It's even worse.
I just think it's a different world, man. It's different fan base. Different everything. I think everybody wants it to be fixed right away, and I think
you're not going to have a miracle cure, man. Like there is no miracle cure.
But you can look. All right, you see how nasty the Lightning are right now. Just in give them like 2 years and they just fell off the map. And you see how every game sells out. It'd be a totally different world.
Oh, it'll be empty.
Oh, give it 2 years of like losing, and the third year, like halfway in, you're still losing. The seats are gonna get empty again.
These fans are tough, man. I mean, even when like the Rays are like doing good, they still don't sell out.
Yeah, that's
like,
a different. That's a big stadium. Like,
well, but I mean, they don't even look close to like when they show on
they
like
sell
TV.
Out but the thing is, they can sell out because
when the Yankees come.
No, not the Yankees. Just home openers always sell out.
Yeah.
So like so it can happen.
Yeah.
If a home open, so it can happen. It's like literally like the first 3 games, like you see the seats are filled. At least the first one.
I feel like I don't know how we could get like a Bucks first game to be the late game where it's not 1,000,000 degrees would just really help us.
It was a compromise.
It
was still 4 though. It was a little bit later.
Oh, 4's better than 1 for sure.
Because it starts shining at 12.
Guys, I mean, we still have Big Nasty on the phone. Let's not forget, too.
Yeah.
Okay.
But here's the dice. You're right. It was a later game, but, you had the concert at 2 o'clock. But bottom line is, I'll tell you right now, man, after an hour, probably around 5-ish, the sun went down. Going down off the back because I'm on the Buck side.
Yeah.
It was actually pretty comfortable, so
Yeah,
I'm not flipping out about the heat. But the deal is, it's just disappointing, and I get it. People are going to complain about the heat. Then okay, the only other thing I can think of the Bucks doing is, doing the canvas tops like Miami Dolphins do, because nobody's going to spend big money to redo a stadium. Especially when you're losing right now. I mean, they can't even get a damn stadium done for the Rays, for God's sakes. So that being said, I honestly think winning's going to heal everything, but until you start winning, you're not going to pack it, and you're still going to have, just like the old days, when the old Norris division, when you had the Lions, the Packers, the Bears, and the Bucks.
Yeah.
I mean, you had more visitors than you did as far as our own fans.
It was
and
Packer
it's
people
still
coming
like
down to
that
eat out
right
of
now,
snow.
dude. But it's still like that. I mean, if you don't think the Giants are going to be a pack in that house like they did the last couple of years, shoot, they're going in like looking like, hey, we're the only win they can get, like we are looking at them.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, and they do travel well. I got to give Giant fans. Plus, you got a lot of transplants.
There's a lot of New York out here though by default.
Yeah.
But I get it though. You are right. They will travel too, but you got a high amount of New York that's here waiting. Is the Giants? Are they Giants here this year?
Yeah, they're playing.
Yeah, they are.
Oh yeah, that's gonna. There's 50% of the New York Giant fans are actually from New York, minimum, even more.
Yeah, a lot of them are like here. So, but mainly, man, we gotta do Thursday night. Like Thursday night's a big, because that's the big like TV Thursday night football game,
you're right.
marquee.
National stage, man.
Yeah.
National
Are they
stage.
still in them ugly full color jerseys?
Yeah, they are.
Say that again.
You know the color, the color, whatever they call it, when
The
it's
full
the
red.
full color. Are
No,
they gonna be full?
I don't
Did
think it's the Red Rush. I don't think
Yeah,
that.
the
I
color
think they're
rush,
going
color
white.
rush. I was like, I hope
Yeah,
they're
they're
done
not
with
doing
the
that color rush. No, that's the Colts game and the Saints game is when they're doing that.
All right, thank
But
you.
they'll be in all white, white
Yeah,
on
that's
white.
cool.
I
All
do
right.
like the all
Yeah.
white. Oh, we're gonna be clear.
Now,
out
why
there.
do
We're
they
gonna
why
be
do they
dark.
do that?
Just a gimmick.
Why
Money.
do they do what?
Why do they change the jerseys so much?
The colors.
Yeah.
Well, I think this year it's more like I think they might have went with preference of the players because, I would have never guessed them playing in red on opening day with
I would
the
have
Heat.
thought like
You know?
they could
Yeah,
at least
dude.
did pewter.
You
I
know?
would have liked the pewter gray, all pewter gray. I could have did that.
Yeah, you look like a
Oh, yeah,
you
okay.
look like a Civil
Oh,
War.
all right.
I could have did that, but
We
no,
got
because
a
it got to be a
fashion
solid
designer
color.
among us.
Fashion
Oh.
designer,
The
yeah.
Fashion designer?
Jazz does like his
You
man.
know, you would have liked him in all pewter than the all red. That's all I'm saying. If you're gonna,
No, get out of here. Hey, if it was up to me, they go back to the creamsicle. So
yeah, but they're not
Yeah.
gonna do
the
that
way
though.
I
They're
feel
gonna,
about it.
come on, the Seahawks going neon yellow.
Well, they get their same stuff from the Ducks,
So
man.
like, yeah,
Guys,
so,
all that is marketing anyway and selling jerseys, man. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. But I do like the red on red. I think that's pretty cool. I think at least
it's a lot.
I'm all about
we
the
don't
all
have a
white
good
one.
record with red on red, but
We don't got a record
but,
with regular jerseys.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah. So
I'm
but,
excited
yeah,
about the
we'll
all
see
white
what
one.
happens come Thursday night. Should be a good game.
I'm not even gonna lie, man. I like.
Are you
how
gonna-
I like how you're saying this.
Are you going to be there live?
Am I going to be in Carolina?
Yeah, you going to
Yeah.
the game?
No. I got a board of director call I got to be on, and it's bad enough that they're trying to schedule that damn call during the
Oh.
game. They got to
Oh,
be out of
no.
their mind.
Oh man.
No.
So,
It's a late
and
call.
it's actually the funny thing about it is the Professional Football's Ultimate Fans Association one board of
disrespectful.
director meeting. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
know
I don't
what-
schedule them.
You know what that is?
You know.
Yeah, they're doing that on purpose, dude. I'm sorry, man. You need to tell them to respect my authority.
No, it's called the mute button, buddy.
Yeah, there you go. I'm just listening with it, man. I'll have an earbud in, but I'm not really listening.
I'll definitely have the game on. You know, I ain't missing one down. So,
Nice.
But it just sucked because I wanted to go to a cigar bar and chill out and watch
Yeah.
it there, but too noisy for that kind of scenario. But
Yeah, I don't know.
we're
man.
excited about it, man. I still think if we can win this game, it'll
feel
go
good.
from everybody jumping off the ship already to jumping right back on. And
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they
hopefully we can
always
redirect.
do that too.
And it's the Panthers.
Yeah.
If we can
Yeah.
actually beat the Panthers,
The
like
Panthers
that's
are
a
you
man.
they're still a
They've done that for
McCaffrey
years.
is a beast.
Yeah, dude. That's
He's a beast.
And you
So
never know
got-
you never know which Newton's gonna show up. So
I'm not worried about. I'm worried about McCaffrey. He's gonna put, regardless, he's gonna put numbers up. So you're right. If Cam Newton shows up, then it's gonna be bad news.
yeah,
McCaffrey's gonna put numbers up regardless. That's happening.
I don't know.
guys, you're missing the storyline, man. I'll tell you what I'm really worried about is GMC. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh
Everybody
yeah.
in the world can't stand GMC. Nobody likes GMC.
Why?
Let me
'Cause
tell
he
you
went-
something about GMC. That's going to be a handful, man. Mark my words. Now, I'm more nervous about that than anything.
Did he really?
You
I
know,
don't think he
so-
stood out last game. I caught some of the Panthers.
Let me tell you something.
I
He's
know.
coming.
I know.
Yeah, but he knows
I'm
us
just
though.
glad
That's
He's
the
going,
thing.
he's going at the
I'm telling
Jay.
you,
So
he's
he's going
gonna-
at the Jay
you're gonna
because
see-
he's such a nice guy. He's gonna be nasty that night, though. You right.
He's definitely motivated for that game.
He's
I mean, I'll
going
tell
after
you what,
Jameis.
I was one of probably the only fans that loved that guy, and I did. You know what? He wasn't a Warren Sapp.
Yeah, Joe McCoy's a nice dude.
He
He's
was
a-
He didn't have to
great
go to the
player.
Panthers, though. He didn't have to go to. He could have went to the Ravens. You knew that.
Listen to me. You know, and I know. It's all about business.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But he still could have went to the
and,
Ravens.
and let's be honest. Did the Bucks do him right?
No, they
No.
didn't. But I'm saying he could have went to the
Okay.
Ravens, though. He
So-
went. I'm
So
not
you
mad
could
at
have
him.
let him go and let him know
He
he
can go
was gone
anywhere.
a lot earlier, so he could have negotiated and went anywhere he wanted.
You're
But
right.
no, they held him on all the way to the last minute and let him go. And I hate to say it, they did the same thing with Warren. They did the same thing with John.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm talking about Warren Sapp,
Yeah,
John Lynch, that's
Lynch,
just
yeah.
the way they do business. Hey, I get it. It's business. That's what you're doing. You want to go through the draft. You want to make sure you get your backups and who
But
you
he
want.
still
and you go
produced,
from there.
man. It wasn't like he was a
No,
dud.
they everybody knew that he wasn't going to be there.
Yeah.
Everybody knew. It was known for months that he wasn't going to be there. The way they was treating it, so I get it. You're right.
Right. At least announce it. At least let him know and let it be done with his agent and go from there.
Yeah, they drug it out
I still
disrespectfully.
respect him. You know, whether he's in the Ring of Honor or whatever that, who knows?
He's
But
not gonna make the
bottom
Ring of
line
Honor.
is, he will retire a Buccaneer. I'll guarantee you that.
Okay.
There ain't no doubt in my mind.
Come back for
And you know what? I'll still think, hey, I can look at all. You know, I can look back at a lot of players. That guy gave his all every year he was with us and played pretty decent. And if you look up, he was always in the top tier of all defensive tackles, inner D line, as far as throughout. So when people start talking, it's the problem is he was compared to a legend, and that's Warren Sapp. You know, you're just not.
Yeah.
It's like
Warren
you're
Sapp
just
had
not
a lot of
gonna
help
get
on the
close.
sides, though. He had Simeon
Dude,
Rice. He had a
Sapp
couple
had
guys that had
Simeon.
big
He had
ears.
Chidi
Derek
Hanatu
Brooks,
there with him. Like,
he had a
man.
lot of people, so like they made a difference. Like he never had any like defensive end like that really. Like, JPP last
All right,
year.
time out. I get what you're saying. He had a team around him.
But I mean, Sapp's still a badass, though, man.
I wasn't saying. No, I wasn't shooting him down.
Silly.
I
mean,
just meant
that guy right there. He had Culpepper, in the middle with him. And he had a McFarland in the middle with him, and those guys were probably just as equivalent as any other inner tackle that we've had before. Now, somebody brought up Chidi, which is a real good friend of mine.
Yeah, that guy's cool
Chidi
as
Bang
hell,
Bang.
dude.
Chidi could get off. Chidi played well for us.
And that guy
but
was
you gotta
cool
also
as
remember Eric Curry?
Yeah.
You know, the guy was like a boss defensive end. I mean, come on. So it wasn't like he had the cream of the puff. You know, those guys developed together. The Barbers, the Lynches.
Yeah, that was
the
a solid
Brooks,
crew.
The Sapps,
Solid crew.
So yeah.
I mean, I
Come on,
wasn't
that's
saying
the best
no. I
draft you could
wasn't
have ever
saying
had.
he didn't do his job. I just meant that he had all these guys around. So like, even though he was great, like he
like
still
2 or 3 years.
he had great help on top of being great. Even though like McCoy did his thing and he was great, he didn't have that extra help that made him look even better. He didn't have those extra sacks from other guys. It just made the whole defense look better. If you got one defensive tackle doing his thing, it's not going to mean anything to a whole game. But you got everything working for him. He didn't have the whole defense to show like, yeah, we have this great defense. Because if you put Jared McCoy on any other defense
He's
at any
gonna kill
time
shit,
that
dude.
had DBs and linebackers that helped out, he'd be in the same Sapp category. Because I think McCoy is great. And now you got me worried Thursday night because I agree with you that he might
He's gonna
he
run
might have
wild.
that. You always had that
And
flashback
let me
game.
tell you something,
He's gonna have that
but
flashback
I'll
game.
tell you this though. You probably, when we watched them play against the Browns, our offensive line, it was a debacle, okay, in preseason. But I'm going to tell you, we just went against a pretty damn good defensive line with San Fran.
Them
They
LSU
got some of
boys,
the top
Bosa
talent.
and Ohio State, they got some.
But let me tell you
Auburn,
something.
Alabama,
Carolina's the
my bad,
same way.
Alabama guys.
Carolina's got a great defensive line now. I'm telling you right now. So that makes me a little nervous. So
It's gonna be a battle.
I'm just hoping we can run the ball and get off that way and see what happens. So I'm excited about it.
I like Jones. I think that because he's the guy that can catch the ball. So that check down and he was running hard. Like those like 5-7 yards to add up. Like he's got it. Those like first downs we need. I think he could do it.
All right, Mr. One and Done. Okay, we did one game, and now the guy's an All-Pro. And if that was the case, they were so 100% sold, he'd be starting next game, right?
I think he's there. For me, like I'm just saying that he was a disappointment last year. Like I was like, because when you're a second round pick, like but I just understand like running backs like that's second year and the promise he has like
I'm getting comfortable a little bit.
So I get that like he can make that extra step and like I'm more wishful thinking because I don't want to doubt him because I'm not on Jameis right now.
I think he's going to have a good season too. I'm not saying I think we're going to have a better running game, but here's my thing: based on the one game, our offense looked pitiful, but everything else looked improved. Do you guys agree?
Yeah.
I
now
do.
We're also talking about an offense that has pretty much almost the same identical players that last year was the number 10 in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So why the hell are we really freaking out about an offense that we know can actually do it? And all they need to do is get back to gelling. And with only 2 quarters and 4 games to work the starting O, I think that tells you a lot. So
they give you
just had a full game.
They give you preseason for a reason. Like you need to go, like not get banged up, but at least go, like try to get your game speed. Like I wish college football doesn't get preseason.
Right.
Like, man, when you're going into your
But
first
mainly
game being
preseason is
badass,
to
like,
get you back in the roll of
Florida
things.
beat y'all.
I'm still mad
Well,
about
guys, you saw Griff. Griff played pretty much almost the whole entire time. So as far as quarterback for us.
Yeah.
And that was because Gabbard went down. And, he
Thank
got a lot of
goodness.
playing time. So, give it a little time and don't, like I always say with everybody that's listening.
We're not jumping ship.
Man,
Yeah.
don't give up on Jay Boo yet, man. You got to give him
close.
some time. And
I'm
you don't
close.
think he wants to do well? He's
It's
playing
not
for
that
a
he wants
contract.
to, man.
Yeah, he's trying
man.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was the first game.
man.
It was the first game jitters, dude. I'll
You
give
just
him that.
you got me locked in Thursday really heavy right now. Thank you for the motivation because I was really down on James. I didn't want to, and I was real quiet. You just shut me up. You made me be like, you know what? I can't say nothing. Everything, all your points are great points. So and I respect
don't
it.
get me wrong. Well, time out now. I'm sitting there watching the game just like everybody
I
else.
know,
all right?
I know, but you still
And
gotta
I'm
have
seeing
faith,
that
though.
pick six, and I went, "You got to
Here
be
we go.
shitting
Yeah,
me."
yeah,
you
I
know,
know.
it's
So,
like,
I got the same feeling everybody else does. Don't
Hey,
think Big
different
Nasty
words.
just says, "Hey, let's do happy dance and go home." No, but I will tell you this: the one thing that ticks me off. One of the things you're going to notice if you ever Google Big Nasty, you'll see some of those shots where you could tell I'm completely ticked off, and I'm like, "This is ridiculous." What the hell are we doing here? That kind of picture looking like.
Yeah.
What ticks me off, the whole game, we're in it, we're doing well. You think they'd be snapping shots of me getting nuts, right? No. These yo-yos purposely, and I'm telling you, I can't wait for the next home game so I can, call them over here, and then when I talk to them on the sidelines, say, "Come here for a minute."
yeah.
Why is it they got to stick around me when we're getting, beaten in the last 2 minutes, and they want to get that snapshot of my sour puss?
Yeah,
I don't
the
know
whole
what it
rest
is.
of the game and everything else.
Oh,
that
yeah,
I'm doing,
You talk about being ticked. I wouldn't even look at him, and you can tell he's trying to adjust. I'm watching this guy walk the sideline trying to get a sad face of me, and I'm like, I know what he's trying to do, but it was like, that's the stuff that ticks me off. It's like, come on, guys. And here's the killer part. Being a Buck fan, it'd be nice if we could just get a break once in a while. You did have a lot more fans than you normally do in a home opener. I will give it that. And maybe the Tim McGraw did it, but it still wasn't a sellout. But the thing is, you had a chance to win that game to get, say, half of those people coming back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now, you lose, and you lose in that fashion. And, unless you do something extraordinary on Thursday night where the
That's
whole
what you
nation
need.
sees it.
That's
That's what we-
because
yeah.
Thursday's because that it's a quick turnover if they do something great. But if they get blown out Thursday, then you done lost them all.
Yeah.
You lost them all
Well,
that quick.
Well, you didn't lose them all because you ain't losing me.
I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
I'm at the fair weather fans. I'm at the fair weather fans.
Yeah,
You're gonna lose
God,
the
I
fair
hate
weather
that.
And dude, the worst thing is the social media.
because
shit
that's what they're
that,
waiting on.
like,
Because it's a quick turnaround. So you got the fair weather that's gonna be like, okay, maybe we do have a chance. They're gonna have a. I knew that's what it was. We're already 2-0, and it's not even in week 2. You're gonna have that hatred.
It's just like anything, man. People want to win. It really stinks when you get out there and you sit out there in that heat all day long. You cheer your lungs out so bad that you almost, black out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then bottom line is you lose the game. It just, golly. But,
Man,
it's like
they should have won
it's
that
that
game.
anticipation. It's like a roller coaster, man. I mean, 7-6 at halftime. You're like, ooh, we dodged a bullet. Good job, defense. And you're thinking, okay, we just got to hold them on the first series and let's go get some touchdowns. And then a few calls that don't go your way
Those
here
2
and there.
touchdowns hurt though. You're all right though. Those
that
that's
killed
Cameron
us.
Brate's move. He scores touchdowns, and those are 2. That literally, I mean, at least give us one of those. One of those would have made a difference. The
And you know
second
what's
one was
crazy is
questionable.
We're
The
not
first one
talking
wasn't.
how bad Jameis is. They're bashing him on Facebook right now if that goes through. So, I don't know. I think the officiating is just like, the jitters with the players,
Yeah.
first game out, and they're
everybody's got to
screwing
call
up.
everything.
Oh, shoot, did you watch? Now, let's talk on a better line, even though it's not Bucks. I don't know if you got to watch that Saints-Texans game.
I definitely did.
crap.
Yeah.
That was a good
there's
game.
a difference, but there's a difference between a mediocre quarterback right now and an all-time GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Drew Brees, 37 seconds. I even said it. Too much time. They're going to win the game.
he's coming back.
That's him and Tom Brady
37
right now.
seconds.
That's him and Tom Brady.
One timeout, 37 seconds. Drives the field. Guy kicks a 58-yarder. That's crazy, man.
Well, and that's a clutch kicker, man.
It doesn't matter. He did get his money this year. But
Well, he ain't that clutch. He missed earlier.
He did.
Yeah,
he
but
missed
he
earlier.
but he missed when he got it
but
counted.
58. There's not that many to hit a 58 right now.
Yeah, especially on the line. But the crazy part about that game is you look at it and you go, shoot.
Texans should have won
Houston
that.
came back through that bomb. I was like, damn, they got him. Then I looked at the clock. Too much time. If it would have been 15 seconds, we would have got him. But here's the funny thing. We were that close from being tied for first place.
Yeah. That's the whole,
That's what I'm saying. The Panthers lost. The Falcons lost. Like only the Saints won, so that doesn't hurt. Falcons look terrible. That was I was watching a little bit of Red Zone. That was domination.
I still don't understand how Matt Bryant didn't get any points. Did they not go for a field goal or extra points? I don't know. I couldn't figure that out. They
barely got anything going. Like Julio Jones, like he put up some yardage, but his touchdown was like at the end where it didn't matter. It was like for fantasy purpose. That's all his touchdown meant. Like they didn't do anything that whole game because of the red zone. I kept looking at the red zone when it popped up, and it was all the opponent. It was just Falcons. It was one highlight.
It was all highlights of like
it was like they're really getting dominated. It was like embarrassing. They got dominated.
Yeah.
But I
do. They played the Vikings too, and the Vikings are pretty tough.
Yeah, but then not the way. Yeah, but you would expect the Falcons. I mean, you would expect them to at least be competitive. I
agree.
The one joy I did get like from Sunday out of everything was being from Ohio, watching the Cleveland Browns get thumped was the most entertaining thing I got out of the whole day.
Watching the Browns.
That Browns hype was so ridiculous. Because I'm from Ohio. Like, I don't like Cleveland sports in general, but, like, that hype was really annoying.
Everybody loves the Browns.
They just because they got OBJ. Oh, man. And then I was just like, I was watching Red Zone. I was just smiling. Everything was going bad with the Bucks. I was still smiling when Baker was just throwing icks. But, like, the Tennessee.
Now, who did they play? Tennessee?
Tennessee, yes. So, yes.
Let me tell you something. Tennessee's a good football team.
They're a good team, but you know the Browns hype now. They were Super Bowl or bust this year how they started.
Yeah.
It was like a disappointment. That's how high they were on them.
I could have remembered when about 2 years back, and I remember Peter Schrager talking about, the Bucks are going all the way to the playoffs. They have a good shot at winning the NFC. I remember all that is hype until you buckle up.
Yeah.
You build
but
team
the Browns won. They won the all Madden team of like teams starting off the year of everything they brought together. So it just made it seem like they still could have a good year. But they come on, know, you and me both are football, and we know how much they talked about the Browns this year. Like it's all there this year. Like it's finally here.
They were talking about competing with the Patriots.
Keep doing. That's what I'm. Thank you.
I don't even think the Patriots need Mr.
Oh man, I don't even want to get into
they
that,
look so
man.
damn good. I was like, damn.
Come on, man. That's not even fair, though, man. You know you had to see that, and come on, man. That's not fair.
Watch what they wish for, though. You never know.
You never.
You never know.
See,
look at the Browns.
Okay.
Everybody expected.
Don't say the Browns. Come on, you put a top 3, maybe 1 receiver on a team that doesn't need him. Like what bad can happen? You know what? We gotta hope he just acts like Antonio Brown then. It doesn't get enough like catches and everything, because that can happen.
Yeah, but just rewind it. As long as they got Tom Brady and Belichick, I call Belichick, because there is no way. There is no way.
They knew what they was doing.
There was no tampering going on.
All right, yeah,
no
continue.
way,
Make me
period.
feel better. Thank you.
Yeah, how do you sign a wide receiver 5 minutes after 4 o'clock and you have the deal already done?
That's where he wanted to go. No,
Exactly.
you saw he hired a social media expert to help him get out the deal.
Yeah. And did you see how he acted when he found out they
he
cut
knew
him?
what it was, and then like you gonna take you get the 15 man.
That whole thing was a social media circus.
No, it wasn't even that because like Nasty's right because the Steelers didn't want him to. That was the main team they said no to. So he knew they shut that team down in the trade. That was like all teams in the world you're not going to. We're not doing a trade with them.
Right.
And how about the Raiders, buddy?
I did
How about
like
the
that.
Raiders?
I was Hard Knocks. I like the Hard Knocks season minus Antonio Brown was annoying, but I like the tight end. And I like their running back, and I like what they did. I was impressed. I mean, they was playing Joe Flacco, but I mean, after everything that happened, y'all came out and y'all really showed out. That was the most impressed team I seen from last week.
Let's just pray and hope we can get a win on Thursday, and the Buccaneers can get back. Because here's the crazy thing: the winners are 1-0, and the losers are 0-1.
Yeah.
You're one game away from getting back into it. Every team in the NFL.
Saints lose. Saints lose next week, and we win Thursday. And it's like nothing happened from last week.
We win Thursday.
Yeah, because the Bucks for the Panthers are 0-2.
Oh my God! If we win Thursday, I can't wait to get on Friday Facebook.
Come on now.
Because I'm gonna go
Facebook Live. I'm here. Wait.
I might even
Comments
just
ready.
up and go live.
Yeah, you better go live and paint it up and just sit there like hands on your chin, just waiting continue.
With the face
continue.
Aw, what's up?
Waiting for these comments now. I'm hoping for it now, man. I'm telling you right now, third down back Jones is gonna do something. Because I saw what Todd Gurley was doing when they gave him time.
We could sit here and talk about a million excuses why we stunk it up, but I can tell you, you also had Devin White sick, you had Mike Evans sick. That goes hand in hand. But come on, guys, there were some calls that were like the last call, which was really meaningless anyway.
Yeah.
Where what was it? Sherman? Is it Sherman? Sherman.
Sherman.
It was pass interference, like ridiculous.
Sherman's
and
king of that.
They called it no pass interference. So I don't know what's football anymore, to be honest with you, with the refs. Oh, here's another example. Watching the Saints game, right? Mm-hmm. And the Saints end up picking off the ball, and their star receiver from the Texans ends up body slamming.
He body slammed the hell out of DeAndre Hopkins.
In bounds, though. So can you explain to me what the hell a tackle is anymore?
You can't slam him you can't pick him up and slam him.
Why?
I wasn't disagreeing with you. I was just saying
that makes no sense at all. That makes no sense at all. None at all. I mean, he didn't hit him in the head. He didn't horse collar him.
They call that now.
Picked him up and body slammed.
You've never seen that call yet?
I personally thought it was ridiculous.
No, because they've been calling it for like 2 years.
There was dudes getting
ejected
for that.
It's been a good
Warren
2 years.
Warren Sapp did it.
Yeah, no, it's been a good 2-3 years when they implemented that to college.
Well, let me tell you something. This has come from old school. Soft, and
I wasn't arguing.
Soft.
Oh, it's total
It's like
pussification,
Charmin,
man.
bro. It's like Charmin.
He took hey, you picked my quarterback, I'm gonna slam you. I'm a wide receiver too. If this was in the early 90s, if the wide receiver slammed him, we're gonna be happy.
But this ain't a quarterback.
I mean we're gonna celebrate the wide receiver picking up a slam in the DB or the linebacker. We celebrating that. Yeah, I know. I loved it too. I said, okay, I'm a DeAndre Hopkins fan. I loved it.
It wasn't a quarterback, which that's totally different. If a running back was done that way, what would they do?
But see, but you know what that though?
Yeah.
Say like that he got into a spat like in the first half and this happened in the second half and he like pushed and they gave him unnecessary roughness. He would have been kicked out the game for slamming him. Because you only get one.
Man.
No, because you only get one. You only get one of those penalties.
You sound like one of those fans. You sound like one of those fans that need a pacifier.
No, that's what would happen. No,
that's what he's now.
I'm saying that's what would happen.
Hey, mommy, you probably were one of those kids in practice.
No, I wasn't saying I wanted to. That's the thing that would have happened if he would have slammed him. If he would have got a penalty.
That's just how it is now. Like
I loved it. But like that's the BS we got now. Like if he would have already got.
But I don't like it.
Yeah,
so it's shenanigans.
If you would have
it.
pushed the DB in the face and they would have fought real quick, a little handler spat, and they got a personal foul, and then he got a pick and he would have slammed him, he'd have been gone for the game just for slamming him. Because 2 penalties like that, you get you kicked for the game now. So literally, a good tackle from the '90s would have lost him for the whole game. That's how stupid it is now.
I love what Hopkins said. He goes, I guess next time I got a 2-hand touch him.
That's what I'm saying.
It's ridiculous, man.
I mean,
everybody else would have been like, boom.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't. I'm just like, come on now. hate to say it. You know, you brought up a good friend of mine, Chidi Hanatu.
Oh,
You know,
too.
it wasn't soft when them guys played. It wasn't soft at all.
No, that
Those
was
guys
real.
played injured. Those guys played with concussions. They played football. And, I mean, them guys were, I mean, bones. I mean, you see fingers going different ways to still play. But now, the way these refs are calling the games, man, it's starting to get – there was way too many flags. I got to just tell you that. That's the beginning.
Yeah.
So I hope maybe by the second, third game that gets to stop because it sucks, you know?
Yeah, man, a lot of the ref stuff, like, I think that was just first game, like,
First game
game.
jitters?
Yeah, well, they're just, man, all right, I'm going to set the tone. I'm going to be a hard ass this year, like, because you see the same shit in, like, soccer and stuff, like, the, like, first years, or, like, the, like, first games of, like, the European stuff. The refs are calling everything. It's just, like, we're going to, it's one of those, like, it's like the first game, I got to make sure I, show my shit, but half those calls are bunk anyway. Like, I'm all about busting heads, dude.
There's just a lot of questionable calls, way too many than I can remember. But you know, when it's flagrant, I get it. But like the Dotson thing, I mean, come on, man. All the way from little league to college, high school to college to pro. When you're blocking,
are you talking
you
about the first or the second one?
Oh, hear me out. When Dotson's got his hands inside the shoulder pad,
the first one
anything
was
goes.
There. The first one was there, man. He pulled him on the
pad.
first one. I saw the slow motion.
I was like, you called what? I was like, where are you seeing it? I mean, even the commentator said it, apparently.
On the second one.
I remember. Yeah, all I knew was he called us back a touchdown. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
It was twice, though. It did hurt. It did hurt.
Yeah,
But it was you know how if it would have been like on like the same drive? It was two different drives. So that really hurts.
I know, and then you put the two touchdowns on it.
Yeah. So you at least say give them each one?
Yeah, it's just, well, shoulda, woulda, coulda, but guys, we're 0-1.
Yeah.
It's time to get back on track, and I kind of like them having a short week to get this bad taste out of their mouth. Hopefully they'll come out with an attitude and kick some ass.
Cam's known to blow it, though, man. Let's be real. Cam can blow it. So we're going to hope for a bad Cam game. Like I told you, McCaffrey's going to do his thing. It's already knew that, but then you got me worried about McCoy. I wasn't even thinking about that.
The one thing, I'll be honest with you, out of all the teams in the NFL, I cannot stand the Carolina Panthers.
For
Never
real?
liked them when they can't. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I just can't stand them.
That's not the
I've
first
never
one I hear.
liked them. I mean, even when they had
DeLone?
You
hated. You know what? I ain't gonna lie. I hated DeLone. I hated DeLone too. I didn't like nothing about DeLone. I knew that's where he was going too. That was the first hatred I thought of the Panthers was DeLone.
Can't stand the Panthers. Oh.
You would punch Jake DeLone in the face if you saw him.
You know I'm going to London, and you all know I'm going to London for the game. And who are we playing?
Panthers.
The Panthers. Yep, we're
in
playing
London?
the Panthers over
that,
there.
Man,
in
if
London.
we can beat him this one, we can beat him in London too.
Let's just win one. Let's learn about winning one game right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just get this Thursday night.
Even if they lose close, just like we need Jameis to have a good game, and just show that like.
Listen to me. I don't care. If he throws 5 picks and we win by 1 point, I don't care.
That's a hard.
As long as we
that's
win.
That's a lot to ask for.
As long as we win.
You know.
That's a lot to ask for. We don't want 5 picks from him.
No, hell no. We don't want 1 pick. But bottom line is, I think if we can establish a running game and get it going quicker, I'll tell you right now, the reason why I was doing so well is San Francisco was beat tired. And what's crazy about that, they were hardly even on the field because our defense was on the field. I don't remember what the time of possession was, but I guarantee you, if you go back and look at that, you'll see our defensive line was probably on the field 75% of the game.
A lot.
It was ridiculous.
We had a lot of like passing going on, and when they started running more second half, so that's where it really started. Like I don't know, they gotta trust the run.
They were pounding them, and I kept on screaming, "Keep it up!" And they were still pounding them, and I mean that's why I was breaking them because that's where you win the games. And even coaches said that. He says you got to win it in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
and they are conditioned to do that. So, hey, I'm looking forward to Thursday night. I hope you guys are going to watch it. You're probably going to the
Yeah.
movies.
Oh yeah.
If I know you guys are probably going to the movies. You're going to turn on. Go watch
Come on
the
now,
movie
son.
too.
I'm
And
really,
I can see y'all.
I'm really
I can see
offended.
y'all fighting over the popcorn.
I
Y'all
think-
be fighting
You
over
know
the
good and
popcorn.
well to all people in this room right now that I'm
I
gonna.
think we're doing.
Everything you talk, I'm piggybacking. You know I watch football hard. I'm gonna be
Shit,
on.
y'all probably going to be in your Carolina boxers, eating popcorn, watching the game. It's going to be one of
I'm
those.
making a bacon wrapped beef tenderloin and drinking straight whiskey and be watching the Bucks game, hooting and hollering.
Damn you, dog! If I was having that damn board of directors meeting,
Yeah,
right there.
we're gonna be
That's
watching
right,
the game.
man.
What are you gonna be doing? You're not even watching
Yeah.
the game.
You
Don't
got a
get on
phone
us.
I'll be sitting there.
Yeah, you
I'll
got
be
you
sucking
got
my
an
thumb,
appointment.
listening to stupid.
Yeah.
Well, do you think we should do something different for charity this year?
Can you give me about 2
We
hours?
have obligations. I'm gonna be home just sitting there having a beer and watching the game while you have your things you have to do. So I'll let you know what happens. You're gonna miss about. So
I
we'll
ain't
talk
missing
next
another-
game. So
the only thing I'm going to miss is that
tape it.
I just won't have sound. That's the deal. I'll be
Yeah.
able to watch it, but I won't have sound, which
Okay.
will suck. So,
So you're
all
gonna.
right,
So
guys,
if something
man,
bad
it's-
happens, you're gonna be
Hey,
yelling. You
oh yeah,
gotta keep it
oh
cool.
yeah, that's what I'm
It's gonna
scared
be
of.
on mute though. It's gonna be on mute. You're good.
Oh, they know. They know who I am. Shoot, it's our organization. It's the Hall of Fame, guys.
Yeah.
So bottom
they
line is,
know.
and I'm going to let them have it too. I think because I'll have the volume off, and then if we score, I'm going to go ballistic purposely on the phone.
And it's
Oh,
like
okay.
you
Right,
knew what you
yeah.
would get into when you called it this time. So I'm about to scream all the way. Yeah, that was.
This is what you
I
get.
might even drop some F bombs if we get down.
Oh yeah.
If it's a
Yeah.
if Jamie throws a pick six, you better throw an F bomb. You better.
Oh, hey, get that out of your head.
Yeah, we're not
Are
hearing
you
that.
smoking
You
something again?
just said it.
You don't need to leave that stuff
I
at
was
home, damn
piggybacking
it.
what you just said. You was talking about F
Hey,
bombs or
I'm
something
being
happened.
pick six. Now, shit, whenever you get the pick six, how you
No
gonna feel?
pick
I'm gonna feel
six.
like Tutti Frutti. What do you
I'm
think I'm gonna
mad as
feel like?
hell.
Jesus Christ.
I'm
Hey
gonna throw
guys,
it in
it's been
Vegas.
great.
Thanks, my
All right,
friend.
thanks,
It's been
Big
great
Nasty.
talking with you guys.
All right.
All right.
Talk to you next
Hey,
week,
let's
bud.
do this again. Let's
Yeah,
do this
man.
Yes.
next Tuesday.
That's
Huh?
right. Next Tuesday, my friend.
Definitely.
All right, after a Buccaneer victory.
I like
damn,
it.
You're
I
damn
like it.
right.
All right, guys.
Thanks,
All
man.
right.
Be good. Have a great show.
All
right,
guys
thank
rock
you.
the house.
Thanks, buddy.
Bye-bye.
This is what I had planned today to play this
Yeah.
before we got into it.
Yeah.
And it was going to be like
Didn't
Jazz and Mark's
build
NFL.
up our NFL build up.
Yeah. But that didn't work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's all right. We got our
You can
audio
hear it
figured
though,
out.
right?
I can hear it right now, man.
All right.
Yeah.
So I do apologize for the
That
technical
guy's such a
delay.
nice guy, man.
Yeah, he is.
Excuse me. All right,
All
I
right.
need a new beer, dude.
Yeah, man. Let's kind of go out with this for a little bit and savor the flavor of the Bucks winning on Thursday.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And then thank you so much to Big Nasty.
Yeah, man. We're already set up for next week.
That's right. I think we'll do this again like every
I'm all about it, man.
every
Good game.
every week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a segment. All right, we're back in a minute. Bull and the Bartender Show only on Bulls Radio Lounge. Stand by. We'll be back.
all shine in its place. So you can find your way, another light bulb at your face. I caught lightning in a mason jar, shining with the power of 1,000 stars. Lightning in a mason jar, see it from wherever you are. If your thoughts high up in the mountain tops, I'll leave the light on, and I'll leave the light on. You can come home right now, I'll leave the light on, I'll leave the light on.
Bulls Radio Lounge, welcome back. Bull, the Bartender Show. Mark the Bartender, Jazz in the studio.
We're here.
Still here.
Boner, I think, is on the bar couch.
Yeah, Boner.
He in a coma, man.
Yeah.
He in a coma.
He's been asleep for a while.
He needs an IV
He's
to,
all right.
to rejuvenate.
I put my finger under his nose. He's still breathing.
He woke up. He
Yeah.
shook it off. I said, he alive.
Did he wake up? All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. We hit him with a smell of salt, and he said, I'm here.
So, a couple of different things that I had planned to talk about before we got started, but the problem, with all the technical stuff. If you see on the screen, you'll notice a ticker that goes by, right? And what that ticker is for people who have donated to the channel. The Bulls Radio Lounge.
Us.
So PC donated the $50 for the Bullshitter Show, and also the $25, and then we got a early donation from Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
That was a couple weeks ago, I believe.
That Papa Smurf's drinking grapefruit Hefeweizen.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, we're doing the G13 IPA.
Yeah, that's what I told him. Those and the Florida Ave hibiscus ones, man.
My favorite
So-
fruit berry.
But you also notice that there is a camera that is missing as well on there. You know what I mean?
What?
And I don't know if you saw it.
Our camera?
Yeah, there's a camera missing.
Yeah.
So I'm
It's
trying
on the screen. We're gonna try to show everybody what we're
trying
actually
something a little
watching.
bit different.
With this one?
And no, this one that I have in front
Yeah,
of
he's got one in front of the
this
laptop.
other monitor
there.
over here. Let me see
Oh,
if I can
gotcha.
play this real quick.
So everybody can
show it to
actually
you right
see.
there.
Videos.
So this is
Police say shows extremely dangerous behavior.
now this is a Tesla car, right?
Yeah.
And a Tesla car that is sitting there driving on its own. It's automatic, right?
Yeah.
Somebody sleeping on
Old
it.
boys.
Sleeping
Look,
on-
everybody's passed out.
A man and woman, both
can see
apparently asleep in the front seat, as their Tesla seems to keep driving, presumably in
He's sleeping
autopilot
hard.
mode.
Both of them. Look at the girl in the
Randall
passenger
says the
seat.
car
Yeah,
was
but that's how
doing
you're supposed to sleep in the
55
passenger
miles
seat.
per
Like,
hour.
he just got shot in the back of the head.
So basically, these Tesla cars, right? You can plug in an address and they'll actually drive you around.
Yeah,
Highway,
autonomously.
though.
No,
Highway.
on anywhere.
Everywhere.
Anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
In June, this driver was asleep at the wheel of a Tesla on the
At the
405 in
wheel?
Los Angeles. In 2018, a Tesla driver slammed into the back of a stopped fire engine. The NTSB blamed driver inattention and over-reliance on the driver assistance system. The NTSB
man.
Can't
is
sleep like that, man.
True.
still investigating
can't.
a fatal
Peace of
Tesla
mind in
crash in
my mind.
2018
In a car?
I
dude.
can't. Like,
These
it's
are
not
Teslas,
natural.
the electric ones. You
Even
know
though
what
I know,
Yeah.
but even though like just
There's
my,
other ones
my
now.
brain capacity won't allow me to sleep like that.
One of the new Beamers.
Uh-huh.
It has a button that it'll back you down the whole driveway. Like it'll
Oh,
like
really?
yeah, if you like hit it like the reverse button,
Yeah, yeah.
it's got a camera and it'll drive you down like.
Hey,
like
I was at Walmart grabbing NBA 2K late night Friday night, and they had like a little cleaner that just drove itself.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like, they just
yeah.
doing this
But
everywhere.
this is-
Like a Roomba.
I
Yeah.
know what I'm
Like a
saying. Like,
Roomba.
yeah, but, like they just don't care anymore. Like this is like I was sitting there like it was really bad.
Just letting shit fly.
No, because it stopped by my foot. I was like, so I gotta move out the way of this motherfucker. I
man.
was mad as hell, so I was sitting there waiting for like 20 minutes for my game. And I'm standing there like I just had to back up and be courteous to let this thing go. So I just gotta move out the way just to let this shit keep going. I should have just stood in
Let you
front of
back
it.
in
I
line.
was watching.
No,
they
I was
had
just
a-
sitting in like the electronic department with nobody around. It's this
Ah.
this big ass room with just maneuvering around and wanted to
California.
cross across me.
and another last March in Florida.
Damn, that's a convertible
Before
now.
enabling autopilot, Tesla says drivers must agree to keep your hands on the steering wheel at all times.
Okay.
Now, but
Get the hold on.
hold on.
Finish.
If
Keep
you're-
your hands
hold
on the
on.
wheel if it's an autopilot. What's the point? That's
Yeah.
that's cruise control.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Steering wheel at all times and pay attention. Wheel at all times and pay attention. If a driver takes his hand off the wheel, the car immediately responds with visual and then audio warnings.
Drivers are believing that the cars are autonomous. There are no fully autonomous vehicles that are on the market today.
So why
It
are
may
we
be
advertising
called
this?
Now, hold on,
Yeah.
though, because, I heard, because I've been listening to Joe Rogan Experience, right? And he was talking to that Area 51 whistleblower guy.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about?
No, but
No. Bob Lazar.
that's the head of this whole Area 51
Yeah,
shenanigans?
Bob Lazar, right?
Who is this Bob
Like
Lazar?
back in the 80s, he was supposedly this sort of Area 51 scientist guy that saw the alien ships, and he came out in public and said, I'm the one who
Alright.
saw it work, whatever. But what I'm trying to say is that Joe Rogan was saying that he goes to his doctors, in L.A. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if you were driven in the 405 in L.A.
Yeah.
during traffic.
It's horrible. You're not driving, you're sitting.
And yeah, exactly. So he was saying that he has one of these cars, right, a Tesla,
Yeah.
and he was sitting there driving on the 405, listening to another podcast, right? But it's on automatic,
Yeah.
like he's not even touching the steering wheel. And he was
I think-
comparing
yeah.
technology with it.
You're like that. Like the video just showed that, man. Like it's gonna make alarms, but I'm sure you can like turn your alarm down. Or if you're passed the fuck out, you're passed the
But
fuck
if
out.
you're on
Like,
autopilot, then why are you
am I
touching
gonna
the
keep my hand on
steering
the
wheel?
What's the point?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to
say.
say. He was saying how great it was not to sit there and have to drive.
Well, there's like the Nissans have the like lane assist one
right,
now.
so where you
like,
can't get over.
Nah,
or,
that driver was knocked the fuck out.
yeah.
That motherfucker's past it. Yeah, like
That's what
which-
we call slumped.
on like
He
the
was
on like
literally
the.
that was real uncomfortable sleeping anyway.
Oh, your neck's gonna hurt.
His head was on the stairwell. Like,
Oh,
it looked
yeah.
like he
And
literally
it wasn't
got
just
shot in
him,
the back of the
though.
head.
The
That's
passenger,
his,
the
the
passenger's
female
out.
passenger is out too.
Out.
But that's a normal. That's a normal thing for the passenger to be knocked out that way, laid back. That's how you sleep if you're in the passenger seat.
Yeah,
His head was on the steering wheel.
I don't
But
dig that
police
shit.
are warning this is
So
a
I mean,
very
that's
bad
close to his
idea.
hands being on though.
Tom
At least his
Costello,
head was on
NBC
the
News,
steering wheel.
Washington.
Does that count?
That motherfucker's out. Yeah, if his
But
head,
his head was on the
as long
steering
as
wheel.
something is touching the steering wheel,
so
it's
was it-
probably safe.
So it wasn't beefing because his head was on the. But his head was on the airbag though.
Like I drive with my knees
that
a
shit
lot
would've
on the
crashed
interstate.
the way that they showed that way that
I'd have
Tesla's
blew him
crashed.
up, dude.
His
It would've
head
compacted his neck
snapped.
out.
Yeah, that would have been over with.
Now I've seen a couple of these videos, and I'm about to put another one up on the
I'm
video
just
as well.
saying, if you're gonna go to sleep in a Tesla, that's how
Yeah.
you're gonna go to sleep though, on the fucking steering wheel.
My whole thing, man. All right, if we're getting into like cars being autonomous and all that shit, I feel like we need a sun pass lane with two walls on it, and like this is your autonomous lane. Like this is it, dude.
That's a lot of
Like,
tax
Well,
dollars,
now,
man.
mind you, no.
Well, no, because that's gonna come
Because-
with the fucking price of buying that fucking.
They
car.
have, but they have.
That's a whole other bracket.
But they have
I'm not
Tesla.
gonna feel safe going down the fucking interstate towing
Well,
$100,000 motorcycles,
They're
and
here.
here's
They're
asshole
already- they're-
asleep next to the
I
man.
had to sleep on the steering wheel. Like, I would be like, damn, where did gunshots just came from?
Dude, I'm gonna
Somebody
start
shot him
carrying
in the back of the head.
I'm gonna start carrying the Super Soaker again.
To what? To
Why?
Cause that would, man, back in the day, like when we were like traveling, fucking racing all the time, we would have a Super Soaker in the van, and when motherfuckers were like tailgating you or like passed out, you would just out the window, and it would fucking wet the shit out of everybody and wake them up, like, like man,
when the driver was passed out?
like if I'd have seen them with a Super Soaker, I'd have totally hosed that whole
What
car.
are you like?
But like people would be
really
like.
confused right now.
People be like tailgating us and shit when like we were like in like the big race trailer towing like man all kind of shit like bikes and
I'm
stuff.
not
and
seeing this picture of anything that's
Dude,
happening
Yeah.
right now.
I'm
Are
out
you?
the window with a
No,
Super
I'm not.
Okay, because
You
like
never hit anybody on like the interstate with
what
your,
a super
with
soaker?
your well no just with your fucking
You know, the windshield wipers?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
same thing just bigger.
What, you
you
carrying a
have
fire
a
hose in
super
there?
soaker. So you
I had a double
so
barrel
you
Super
pump
Soaker.
that. So you pump. We about to get him.
So why would you do that?
She
just
was
people were
pumping
being
that shit
dicks
up?
or fucking. If,
So
like,
you'd carry a super soaker in your car.
No, we were in like a big race van, like man.
But
so
still, though, you carry a
we
super
had-
soaker in your car.
We also had a toolbox and a pressure washer and everything else.
And if there's people who are being dicks to you on the road, right?
Yeah, we
You're
would
gonna
just
soak them down with a super soaker.
put the super soaker out the window.
She would just
Yeah.
pump that shit
and
up.
with the van.
So
if
it
you-
had to be enough time to use. Like we really better get it because I done pumped this shit
Oh
about
well,
100 times.
no, it was like it was one of the big ones. So it was like a 5-6 pump, and that bitch would.
And how many
like a
people will
double
get
barrel.
mad at
And
you?
you would just spray where? Isn't that
Going out the
dangerous?
window. It was just like you were getting hit with the windshield wiper thing. Just more volume. Like, but it would fucking. People would quit tailgating you and shit, and they would wake the fuck up if they see, because we'd be traveling like all night
So
long.
you're saying if
Is
they're
this a
sleeping
thing?
or whatever?
Is this just something y'all just did?
No, it was the thing.
It was not a thing.
You're
It
looking
was
to get
our
shot,
thing.
aren't you?
Nah,
Yeah,
we were
you was
man.
looking, that was, yeah, you.
Yeah.
You gonna squirt the wrong motherfucker?
Yeah,
That's all
yeah.
I'm saying. You
Nah,
gonna
'cause
squirt
that
me?
man,
Squirt me? I got something for you.
when
Yeah.
you were driving, well, shit, yeah, we wouldn't have wanted that route because that van was armed to the teeth too. But
Yeah, but
because I used to drive in like the middle of the night, like all the time, man, and then you'd be like, dude, this motherfucker's like tailgating.
So you were
me. It's like
just driving in a
2 a.m.
van
Yeah.
in the middle of the night
with a
Yeah.
squirt gun.
with a whole bunch of squirt
Bikes and-
guns.
No.
So
I
you
had,
had-
it was the fucking race van with like a trailer or
Yeah.
I'd have like man, so
but you
like
still
you
had
got all
a
your
squirt,
bikes and all your
a big
shit.
ass squirt gun on there.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
so you're out there like
One
you
of these
learned-
one of these things don't belong.
Because you learned
It's
after,
the big
man, 'cause
ass squirt gun
we
on
were
this
doing
truck.
it every weekend, and we were traveling like out of state, and like you're like, dude, I got fucking 12 hours to go
Wasn't
drive.
your idea to do this shit from the get go?
It was half entertainment. And it was
Wasn't
half,
your
like,
idea to get who's?
I think we just had it in the van one time, and we're just like, dude,
Okay,
fucking look at this
okay.
guy behind us.
Oh,
man.
so
Alright,
the way you're
okay,
doing it, you're
okay.
like doing it every time you drive the racing car.
No, but
We
let
just-
me take a
it,
step
like,
back
started-
though. What? How old were you at this time?
Like back in the day. Like,
So you just
traveling
ran,
together,
but you,
like-
it's still at some point you randomly had a big ass squirt
Yeah.
gun in that fucking
My
truck.
dad,
though.
because my dad would always give me funny like gifts for like Christmas, and like
Okay,
and like
see,
one
now we
year,
get to the bottom. I'm
one
just
year
trying
he
to, I'm
gave-
trying to explain how this shit got to the
one
van.
year
That's
he
all I'm
gave
saying.
me and my brother like the double barrel like crazy super soaker from
Okay,
hell,
okay.
like being funny,
All right,
and like I had it and was
see,
like,
there was
man.
a story to this. I
Right.
was just like,
But
that
I
makes
figured
okay.
out because I was man,
We're-
I'm
we're
all
piecing-
about
we're
hitting
putting the puzzle
motherfuckers.
together.
And that's what we're trying to figure out.
I'm
because
all
you're
about
not-
hitting
No,
motherfuckers
you,
with
you,
the fucking
you're,
wipers.
you're putting the
like,
puzzle
man.
together for me now, and I get it now.
Like, with the
everything,
wipers?
everything just happened
Yeah.
because okay, that's all it was. It's just I just want to know the
But
origin
like
of the
this
big ass
autonomous
squirt gun.
thing is like worse than motherfuckers being on cell phones and like any of the other shit. Like
Man,
you're gonna have to like.
You know, like you just know when somebody's. I shit irritates the shit out of me. I just know, especially when it's a chick. I was like, I know they on their phone.
Well, you
when
always
you
see them looking
drive by,
down.
It's
Yeah.
not even before you even
Like,
pass them. You already know,
you're
like you get
behind
the
them, man,
vibe
you
of
can
it. Like
see
they
'em, like,
just doing
man.
like they on their phone, man.
So
Especially at nighttime, you see the shit glowing.
The worst shit is the bikes. I can't tell
No,
you
the
how,
bikes
many,
are
how many
horrible.
motherfuckers I see on motorcycles.
Well,
hold on, hold on
Text
now.
on
My,
their phone.
see, my
That's
motorcycles
their fault.
Texting.
That's their
Texting,
fault.
dude.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
their
whether,
fault.
whether they're like changing songs.
That
and they're-
doesn't
yeah,
matter
whatever,
anything.
man,
That
like,
is their
yeah,
fault.
Like, man.
So
Right.
yeah, a Tesla can go from 35,000 to 124,000.
They're cool. I'm gonna find the man. I'm gonna forward you. There's a company out in California.
Yeah, 30-something dollars is the smaller one.
There's a
35,000 is the small
Yes.
one.
there's a
smaller
company out in California.
But that one's
is-
automatic too, though.
That's buying.
Yeah, driving.
Yeah.
They're buying the wrecked Teslas. And they're taking the motors and the batteries out of them, and they're putting them in old school Volkswagen Bugs.
Oh wow.
And you've got like a 600 horsepower electric Volkswagen Bug.
Right, just
like it's
blazing
the
down the road.
coolest,
Yeah.
dude. Like that's my kind of Tesla. Like, man, like, the Teslas are cool and the battery shit. I get it, but I don't really. I like.
And I bet you gotta
gas
go.
and big
It's gonna
motors.
cost a whole bunch of these things, like the battery cells break down.
Yeah, the battery. Yeah.
Because
like,
aren't they up underneath the bottom of the chassis? Aren't they?
It's the whole thing. It's the same thing with like the Priuses and shit and everything.
Yeah.
When, like the batteries go, like, everybody's like, "Oh man, I'm gonna save." Did you get
No,
enough?
no, no.
You
I'm
good?"
talking about. I'm talking about if something goes wrong with the battery.
No,
right?
yeah.
You've
Just
got to
like,
take the passenger seat out or something like that, right?
even just buying a battery, like man, I gotta go.
But
go
you got to
buy new
take it back to
batteries.
Tesla.
Yeah. There's the Tesla shop's right there on 301.
Yeah, I know what you're
Like
talking about.
man,
But I mean, you wouldn't even trust it with the autopilot, though? I mean,
nah, dude, I'm a hands-on driver, man. I've been
Yeah.
driving big rigs since I was little. Like I can't fucking.
Jazz, would you do it?
Okay. I will say this. I might partake in in a certain smoking type of session to just let it marinate.
Yeah.
Just to like feel good about myself, because I've done it like using my knees. So
Yeah.
just to sit back.
I've steered from here to North Carolina with my knees.
That's
dude.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes you have to.
just to do it. I mean, I'm still gonna know, like, I'll throw everything in the air, grab the wheel. Worst case scenario, I'm there.
Right.
But yeah, I'm definitely gonna roll up some tobacco and smoke it, hands free. That's all I'm saying.
It wouldn't be a bad thing because West Shore Mall, right? They have a
Friday session on the toilet. That's all I'm thinking. Friday session on the toilet. We're going to my bad. That's all I'm thinking in my mind.
Friday session with a toilet. What was that?
Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
I gotta go. Shit. That's me.
That's in my mind. That's what I'm saying. That's that move with the music playing.
I think there's a time and a place for that. Like, man, you can't, like, either those things have to be tied in to something on the interstate to be like, hey, there's too much traffic.
But it's all like GPS.
Yeah, but
in
I'm
the
saying
car.
we like if those things are gonna be on the road and be like a regular thing, like when they're gonna have to like make a little metal strip on the road or something with the sensors tied into the cars to be like, hey, there's too much traffic.
It's all have that like semi.
Dude, it's
like
all sensors.
Yeah, but they're gonna have to make it smarter than just the car. They're gonna have to make the road like the actual road smart.
I'm gonna do the hands free, but I'm still gonna be my peace of mind. I'm like,
so why would you
sleep at the wheel?
But that's what I'm saying.
I'm still gonna be alert.
Here's a video of the
Autopilot demonstration.
The Autopilot demonstration.
Pushed firmware 7 last night, and I'm out looking at the features.
This is him driving the Tesla.
As you can see on my dash,
I'm waiting to see it.
It's drawing the lines for the road. When it's ready to do autopilot, you get a white line down the middle. As you can see, I changed lanes. It picks up
this is kind of a lengthy thing, so.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see where.
But you see where he's driving to? You see how many people are out there?
Yeah.
Not nobody.
Yeah, but they have it for the 405 too.
Another feature it has is now the side impact avoidance. What the car will do if I turn towards a solid object in the right lane or on the right or left side,
Gray face panda bear.
feel resistance in the steering wheel.
Gray face panda bear.
And it gets stronger the closer I get. They've stated it is possible to steer through that if you do want to hit something, though that's not something I'm going to test or demonstrate.
I don't. Alright, I'm all about if you want to do it.
One thing
like you need an HOV lane. Like, you know how they have the HOV lanes through like Atlanta and shit where it's its own separate gimmick? And it's like you can't get in and out of that bitch once you enter it.
What are the ones with the pylons sticking out?
Yeah, like, all right, man, that's your autonomous lane. Like, and to get out of it, you're gonna have to X out of your autonomous shit and drive. Like,
sorry.
Whoa. But just the regular, to have some any asshole they want to, like being autonomous, like man. Yeah.
So you wouldn't even try it out, test drive it?
The only time I would use it, man, is like there's stretches in between like Valdosta and like Macon in that middle of like Georgia. That's like the 4 lanes when there's never, you're just like cruising. Like, all right, I might try it there, but like.
So you really not gonna try it like that? You don't. I'm gonna try it.
I want to try it.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I would be scared to try. The first place I wouldn't do it is I-4.
I wouldn't touch it on I-4. Yeah, there's certain shit that like it cannot, like, that's another part of it. Like, man, motherfuckers shouldn't be able to put that on like Bayshore and like.
About myself for 275 north in a non-traffic time.
Now here's a video.
No, I'm talking like USF.
That way, yeah.
That way, like
out.
Yeah, let's say Sly on in a dead time.
Like that stretch to 56 there. Like, all right, man.
So here's a.
Try that.
Yeah, maybe. Like.
That's what I'm saying. That's like.
But I'm still gonna be like this.
Yeah, I'm still like even if I'm doing my whole tobacco roller thing, I'm still gonna be on point. Like, I'll be like, whoa, wait, this shit ain't slowing down. Let me get
it would be sweet for.
Whoa.
It'd be sweet for fucking roadies, dude. That would make roadies like a lot better. Like, I'm sure there's gonna be a whole subset to like,
I'm gonna do both at the same time, like a G too.
Oh, if you're getting a roadie and you're rolling, oh, bitch, you better have some dark ass windows. Like,
I am, man. I'm gonna keep it tinted though. I'm gonna keep it tinted.
have clear windows,
Yeah.
but like, fuck it, I'm gonna, man. You'd be like the bang bus, dude. You can just ride around. Like,
We'd be just feeling like the dude with his head on the steering wheel. It'd just be a different.
just different head. Yeah, yeah.
Well, here's the answer to your question. Another video of this guy driving through traffic, right, on autopilot, and it's, letting cars go by, and,
Fucking chipmunks in the background.
Yeah, what is the noise?
he's speeding up the video.
Okay.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
In the back.
Yeah.
This is
In
him
the back.
driving
He
through traffic
talks.
right now.
In front of me, a little too close, so I overrode with the brakes. I don't know if the car would have braked automatically in time, but assuming it did, it would have been rather harsh. Reinitiating autopilot. Now in this case, it wasn't as close, and AP did end up braking for me. Apologize for the camera movement.
Yeah, man.
He must be playing something in the background, So, So this guy right here, he's driving in traffic, but I think we should try it.
I mean, I'd give it a chance, but I feel like there's a certain it's like when I don't go out and go fast on bikes places. There's a time and a place for that.
Okay.
Like the 405 sitting in traffic is probably not the time when you're with your
To do it.
autonomous. Like,
I got
because 99% of the public is also not on autonomous, so like, and they can do dumb shit at a second's notice. Like, you're not gonna be able to stop if somebody just comes over on you. Like,
unless you're being aware of what you're doing.
yeah,
You know
and
what I
even
mean?
then, I mean, you see how many people that are being aware and still there's wrecks every day.
That's true.
Like, man, like unless everybody's on the same page.
Yeah.
In that fleet, like, man, it's gonna be hard to like.
That is true. So
Unless the road is smart, like the fucking Europeans, like when you look at like the guys that like run the Autobahn and shit, like the Autobahn is actually a smart road. Like there's like sensors in the road and shit, and like tell you temperature, like car flows and shit. They can read it off the road and the cameras. Like,
okay,
that's the route you're gonna have to
to actually do total autonomous vehicles.
Yeah. So like, all right, we're gonna have a smart road where it's got sensors,
like little pucks in the road.
Just that are like, man.
So you don't, like I
they
said,
don't even have
you don't
pucks.
think the sensors are doing their job on these things, right?
You can't rely on the car makers itself. Like, I don't care if it's fucking Mercedes or it's Kia that has a driverless thing. Like, you can't. You got to have like a standard. Like, man.
Well,
like,
why don't we do?
right,
I was saying, why don't we do this? Why don't there's West at International Mall, right?
Yeah.
They have a Tesla driving thing where you can test drive a Tesla.
Autonomously, or
I'm probably We should go. We should go try it.
That just sounded like I heard to say.
Autonomously?
Yeah.
Autonomously?
You got it out
I had
there,
to think
though.
about it. Like, I was trying to say it right. Like,
got it out, but that shit hurt.
You can tell that shit's
Woo!
kicking in, dude.
Yeah, that shit was
That last drink was strong.
You made that was like a word, like in your mind, it was like, I gotta get this right.
Yeah.
I can't fuck this up.
You need every syllable possible.
Yeah.
You damn near clap that shit out.
Yep.
All right.
Autonomously.
Clap it out. You remember when you clap it out?
Autonomously.
You clap that shit out of your mind real quick, though. Look.
It happens, man.
It does.
That's
but
how
you
my
got
ADD
it right.
works, man.
The headband's not even on yet.
No, I didn't even need the headband, man. Shit.
Hey, he would have got it right with the headband. He would have clapped that shit out.
Yeah.
Headband, I would have hit that with a mother effing, like, and said it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last story I have real quick is the vaping one. I don't know if you guys have heard about this one. This one is about well, not about the hotel one, but the vaping story that everybody's
Everybody loves vapes,
I guess
dude.
freaking out about.
Everybody loves vapes, man, and it's gonna turn out that vapes are bad. Vapes are bad, okay?
I mean,
Shouldn't vape.
do you think that they would even work, or is that even true, or what?
Well, I mean, I know vapes work, I get it, man, but it's just, I feel like everybody's like, oh, it's fruity steam, it's good for it. Nah, man, there's some shit in there that's, like, not
You're talking
good.
about the tobacco ones?
Like, yeah, and then he was saying, I guess there was, somebody got sick off some like black market like marijuana vape pens. I'm like, well, you don't know where that shit comes from. Like, you don't know what the fuck's in those.
The
like
first 2 words you said.
black market marijuana. Yeah, black market marijuana pens. Like
sometimes you gotta take responsibility
Yeah.
for your stupidity.
Yeah.
And when you said black market, yeah. Well, if you start with black market and shit went wrong, then you shouldn't have got it from there.
3 more deaths reported Friday as
Yeah, see,
Indiana,
that's
Minnesota,
from
and
what?
California
Hold on.
join Illinois and Oregon in the nationwide rise of vaping-related deaths and illnesses.
Right now,
A
because we
tobacco?
cannot pin down exactly what that issue is, the CDC has basically given us guidance that if you're vaping or using e-cigarettes at this time, you may want to consider not doing this until we can figure out what is happening.
In the
Dying
hundreds
from
of
those?
cases, every
Yeah.
patient vaped,
fuck
but the
outta
products
here.
they used varied, containing substances like cannabis, vitamin E acetate, or nicotine. Tampa General Hospital is treating 2 patients with suspected vaping-related
Let's
lung
hear.
illnesses.
It's going to be tough for the researchers to really try to figure out if there's a single thing or a couple of different compounds that may be causing these problems.
The CDC says people who vape should not buy anything off the streets, modify the devices or the products. Workers inside
I'll
Purely
still do it
Vapor
on
in
my
Tampa
behalf.
say it's important to know what's in the products and where they're
Purely
coming
Yeah,
from.
that's
So when your buddy comes
That's
by
just
and he
like
says,
buying
hey, I
bad
can put
drugs.
this and that for you,
yeah.
you might just want to
This
leave it to the
is
professionals.
not a
So-
Vape products
this
are
isn't a big
supposed to be for
storyline to
adults
me.
only.
Yeah.
More children
This
are
is
vaping.
Well,
Reality
don't buy bad shit.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
the
but
point
it's
of
also
things.
like the fucking kids are like hitting the jewels now and like the
Yeah,
fucking
that whole big
cigarette
old
vapors
thing.
and
It's just
shit. Like,
flavors and shit with all
yeah,
that
that's
shit,
the
right?
whole man.
They're like
Like,
you
dude,
buy.
I'm sorry, man.
But you just buy them at 7-Eleven, like
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
You just get that's just you could get
You
somebody
can
to
steal
get
them
that
there,
shit.
man. Like, man.
No, they ain't a bag. You can't steal those.
Yeah, you could. I could.
It's like I look like.
Wow.
Video. We about to go.
Oh.
For Sandy Merman.
Yeah, they're all bad.
She
Dude.
says she wants to explore regulating flavored products and increasing the age to 21.
We have a lot to learn from this, but I think we need to
They
do
did
it.
do that
and
shit in
we
Ohio.
have to,
Yeah.
keep
21
our
up.
kids safe.
Them
at-
motherfuckers
at
we
it.
were at the bar that one time that were all them 3 fucking. I was about to say the F word. Those 3 fucking dudes that had the vape pens, man, that were like hitting it so hard with them big giant. Well, that's the fucking problem. Them motherfuckers, because they were like the guys that build the pens, and they were like, oh, these are the biggest, baddest ones you can get.
Yeah.
You see a motherfucker like them videos where like the dudes are blowing like the cool ass clouds and all the bullshit and shit.
Yeah.
Like that's cool and all, but like,
Nah, man. I ain't.
dude, you couldn't inhale a cigarette enough to get that much cloud to
I
come
hit,
out.
like-
Right,
man.
right, I got
Like
you.
that's bad. Like that's just
I
not
tried,
good.
like I mean, not cause I would do it. I said, let me just try it, just in general, like several
A
times.
cigarette
Get
vape?
Those, like any one of those. I said, nah, fuck that, fuck that in your lung. For somebody that doesn't smoke tobacco, and you intake that shit in your lungs, and you like, nah, this shit is fucking terrible.
I believe that you are right. I mean,
like
and that
cigarettes
shit-
are bad enough.
Yeah.
Like I smoke cigarettes.
No,
Cigarettes are bad
like,
enough,
yeah.
man. But
I
like,
was like,
the
even
vape
if
things are
if I was
worse,
like, if I
dude.
was like at a good level of alcohol intake, I could take a puff of a cigarette and be like, all right, and be like, I don't need no more of that. But like, I'm cool. Like,
you
any
puff
type
one of
of
those
any
vapes,
type of them
cigarette vapes, dude.
in the back, how that feel in lungs? Like, nah, I'm good on nose. Period. It doesn't matter what the taste is. That's terrible in the back of your throat.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, and I believe that, and I think that that is a problem as well, and we have to. So
Well-
let me do this. There we go. I was
Ah.
trying to pull the music up.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That was good, dude.
Yeah.
I'm excited about a Bucks game this Thursday.
Thank you so much.
That's like in
Oh,
a couple
man.
days, dude.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah.
it's pretty much.
I wonder if there's a college game on Thursday night too.
There's always a college game on Thursday now.
I wonder if it's a good one though, because we're getting
That's not gonna be a good one.
not yet.
Nah, there's rarely a good Thursday college.
Sometimes
game.
there's yeah.
It's like every night.
Hey,
It works out. For
Yeah, when it gets towards the end, like they'll be like the good Thursdays.
All right.
Well, thanks guys for coming to hang out.
Yeah, man.
I
Bull and the
appreciate everybody
Bartender
listening.
Show. Bulls Radio Lounge. Don't forget Thursday will be a new show coming out with Lint and me and another person, and the Bullshitter Show on Friday at 7 o'clock. All right.
You guys
That's
tune
it.
in. Spread
All
the
right,
love, man. Everybody spread the love out there.
We'll see you next week, next Tuesday. Bull and the Bartender Show. See ya.